Mortise wedges, also known as keys, are what allows us to tension a stretcher after the canvas has been stretched. There is a proper way of inserting them, and I so often see them put in upside down. The wedge is always cut in a right-angled triangle, and what you want is to put the hypotenuse of the triangle against the stretcher bar. When you do that, the top of the wedge is going to be on an angle, and then you're going to know that it's inserted correctly. You see this? This is wrong. You want the wood grain of the key to be diagonal to nudge the mortise joint open following the diagonal miter, not straight up and down, which would direct the force outwards. The second problem here is that when you use a hammer to tap this wedge in, you'll be striking the wedge at its weakest point, and you will often break the corner off. Whereas if the wedge is facing the right way, which would be like this, then the wood grain goes diagonally, and the place where you'd be striking is fully supported by the wood grain at the long part of the wedge. This stretcher is one of Canada's best offerings. It's called the Conservator stretcher, and it's manufactured by Chaloria Wood Arts. The stretcher itself is made out of basswood, which is a hardwood, but it is on the soft side of hardwoods. But the keys are all made of maple, a very hard wood. And you want your keys to be made out of hardwood, because if the keys are made out of softwood, they will simply crush when they're struck with a hammer. So to tap them in, we only need a gentle amount of force here, and I always hammer them in downwards and then turn the stretcher around. So I'm using gravity. I am not trying to do some kind of awkward upside down hammering. And I only tap it until I just start feeling the resistance, so I know it's in far enough.